Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Freedom by 40. My name's Kelly, and today I'm answering your questions. So, one of the questions that I had recently was around interest rates and how we manage the constantly fluctuating interest rates when we have such a large number of loans. So, there's a few things that we do to help make it more manageable. So, we do have we I guess first of all, probably the most important thing is that we don't, we're really careful about the dates when we're fixing loans. So we've got a spreadsheet and we have all of the dates that our loans are coming up for renewal, the interest rates coming up for renewal on. So we've got the date that the loan is due for to be refixed, so when it'll go off being fixed and come back onto floating. And then we're able to monitor that so that when we get a new one come up, so say we've got our little table there and because we've got a lot of loans because we do use that buy, renovate, redraw strategy. So often we'll have the original loan, then we might have a top-up loan when we've done the renovation, then later on we might get another loan. So to do maybe further renovations, or if we didn't quite manage to pull back all of the renovation and deposit costs with the first revalue. So a lot of our properties have 2 or 3 loans on them, and on our own house, we split that into 2 loans plus a revolving credit. So there are quite a lot. I don't know off the top of my head exactly how many, but I would say there's around about 20 loans altogether. The table helps to keep track of that. And then what we do is, say we've got one coming up, we'll look at our table and say, okay, well, this one's coming off this interest rate. What have we got coming up soon? So we might have one in 6 months, one in 12 months, one in 2 years, one in 2.5 years, and we'll see how this one slots in. So we factor in a whole heap of different things. So it sort of depends on what the interest rates are, what we're doing. Like if we've got, like if we're looking at restructuring. So we had been thinking sort of prior to the current sort of decline in property values that we would sell a house. So obviously then if we're going to sell that house, we don't want to lock that one in on a 5-year term, because if we sell it, then we're going to have potential break fees. But mostly it's just been about staggering those loans. And I think splitting the loans has been really helpful in enabling us to spread them out as well. So rather than having sort of like, a few big loans, we've got ones that are split in half or in thirds. And then we can stagger those out as well. So, with a smaller one, you might think, okay, well, I don't mind so much if that one's on a higher interest rate, or I don't mind leaving that one, floating for a little while we figure something out and that kind of thing. So we do, we use a sort of a range of different strategies to kind of protect ourselves, but by having them staggered like that and having them on different interest rates, while it might mean that sometimes we do pay slightly more in interest because we might put things on longer term rates, that means that we don't have a situation where we have like $1 million of lending all coming off at the same time. I think that that's probably where a lot of people have been caught out recently. They might have got their home loan at 2.5% or whatever, some of the really low rates we've had. And then they've come off and it's been 6.5%, and they might have had $500,000 or $800,000 or something huge that is all on that, going from that 2.5% up to the 6.5% rate. And that's pretty scary. So we don't tend to do that. We tend to have, it might be $100,000 here, then $200,000 in 6 months, and then another $200,000 in another 6 months. And then that means that if the interest rates do go up, we probably only have a few loans that are actually affected by that. So, often by the time some of those longer term ones come off, the interest rates have dropped back down again, and it's actually not looking too bad. So that's what we do. I would strongly suggest that if you're looking at building a property portfolio with multiple different properties, that you actually do talk to a mortgage broker and get someone to give you some advice around what is the right thing for you to do. Because the mortgage brokers have really good insight into, how you can structure things best for your particular set of circumstances. These things are what's worked well for us, but always good to get personalized advice for your own personal situation. So Hope that was helpful. Hope that answered the question for the person who asked that question. And if you have any other questions, feel free to just drop them in the comments, or flick me a private message, and I am happy to do a video to answer your questions. As always, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We love having you along the journey with us, and it'll mean you get all of our upcoming videos. So hope that was helpful, and talk to you again soon. Bye for now.